Fine then. Very good evening to all and Happy New Year. I'm Shamantak, by the way. Uh, I understood that there are many new participants today that you all joined, and I'm very happy to for having you here. Uh, Uh, yes, about discussion. Like this is the brainstorming session. Brainstorming session is a session that we have on every Wednesdays. In this, the major objective of this session is to brainstorm and come up with a solution to the problem that we have taken. The problem here would be taken. Would be the schedule. The problem. The topics would be scheduled as per the votes that we have got in the group by our own members there. So we will take up, we'll give the priorities we'll give priorities, we prioritize those problems according to the votes, we'll prioritize the topic and we take up it for the discussion. Last week, the major objective of this discussion or the brainstorming session is to evolve us as an individual. And second thing is that this is a very good platform for the people here who are more concerned about the problem, who want to have a dialogue on that particular problem, who want to make some good presentation on uh, on on that particular problem, about that particular problem. So this is just a right good platform for you all to explore, to come up with your own thoughts and suggestions on how effectively can we solve this problem. That is the major objective of this the brainstorming session. Last week, just if I want to tell what we do normally here in this brainstorming session. Last week we had a very good discussion on the Delhi's air pollution, and we had a very fantastic and our end of discussion. We brainstormed multiple solutions, how effectively can we solve this problem, etc. So likewise,
கேமரா ஆன் பண்ணு அப்பதான் அவன் ஒழுங்கா உட்காருவாங்க.
hello Yalini, can you mute your mic? We'll come to you. So yes, going forward, like yes, last week we had, and before last week we had discussed on, we had brainstormed the solutions for the solid waste problem in India and also elsewhere. So likewise, this week we are having very good topic of it is a very debating topic too, that environment versus economy. So environment and economy are two contrasting things. But in this today's discussion, we would be discussing how can we reduce the burden on environment by not degenerating the environment as such in our pursuit of economic growth. So is the topic that we have taken up for this week's debate. This week's brainstorming session. So yes, we will the proceedings goes like this. We will know what are all the problems that the environment faces due to economic growth or economic development, and how effectively can we as a citizen, by putting ourselves into different roles as a corporate, as a policymaker, as an authority, or a person who is working in the government as such. So we can put ourselves in different shoes and evolve and come up with a solution of how can we protect the environment and also see the economical growth hand in hand. So that is what the session is all about today. I open this forum for participants here to make their points. Just give me a minute. I'll also start presenting my screen. Just is my screen now visible? Like, is it? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, fine then.
Yes.
So I hope that I have set the right context here. So we shall go forward in knowing the problems that the environment faces due to the economic growth, and how effectively do we have a scope to reduce the problem on our environment by not compromising economic growth also. So that is the topic for today's discussion. I hope it has reached you well. So I just open this forum for the larger discussion. Thank you. And another thing is that you can raise your hands and to make the presentation, to make your thoughts, to articulate your thoughts. We'll go by order. Thank you. Yes. Sandeep, you can. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to give a brief outlook of how I perceive this because for as long as we know, the economy is always has no. If you ask an economist like BSc in economics or whatever, the economists have never considered ecology into their Excel sheets, even the trading and everything. So economy has never has considered even into a what I would like to say is ecology is not part of the education when it comes to economists. For them, it's all about markets, buy and sell. So it's all about making economic sense and project to the future how things will be certain or uncertain. And this also comes with a stability for the civilization and society and all those things. Obviously, because of this economic strategies and the way they work, we have all this economic growth, the worldwide economic growth, and even within India itself. But what we are trying to what we have been neglecting is our economy is the backbone of our economy is the ecology itself, right? So if the ecology, if the ecology itself collapses within itself, that is when the economy, strives, couldn't find any traction, couldn't find any oxygen to keep, pushing towards more and more, growth towards the goals that we have set. So yeah, so there is maybe like if you have the same question like to 150 years ago, to 100 years ago, maybe 50 years ago, the answer would have been not very straightforward because without destroying probably the ecology, we wouldn't have reached to a place where we are right now to have such 8 billion people on the planet and have these thriving economies without if we have to consider every single destruction that we do on the planet Earth, we may not be able to thrive humanity to such an extent. But maybe we are in a position right now that we have to dial down a little bit and then look around us and what understand what is actually happening, and we are part of our own existence is connected to the ecology, the health of the planet itself. So I think uh, the world has to look has to include ecology into the education, the execution, and into the Excel sheets of all the you know trading that they do, and what are the effects that go into that, and they have to consider the profit and loss to, towards the ecological collapse, how it will affect the humanity itself as a whole instead of just putting everything into economical numbers. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that was really wonderful that considering the economical cost, sorry, ecological cost is not, we are not doing that. But yes, we are just exploiting the resources, but we are not really seeing what is really happening to our environment. And yes, we have to uh, see, we have to bring it to the educational front. We have to build that awareness. Yes, this is the problem. We are just using we are just using exploiting the resources by, but we are not sustaining the same resources for the generations to come. Yes. Yeah, the thought that you made, uh, educating the masses, or educating, or bringing it to the curriculum of what exactly happens to the ecology if we go on seeing the economical growth, is something that can be a good solution, is what I feel. So yes, uh, yes, Abai, you can go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
hello, hello, hello.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. I'm audible. Hello.
yeah, yeah. You're audible. Like we can hear your voice.
You know, before come into the any economical part or the developmental or the growth aspect, we don't do any impact assessment of the any infrastructure development project or the construction activity, that how much it cost the environmental impact on it. So uh, one of the reason is that we don't have that much environmental impact assessment of any developmental project. So it is the one of the cause reason that you know uh, we are doing the development, but without any impactment on the environmental thing. So for this there is a uh, solution is that if you have a proper environmental impactment assessment policy, that before come up with any project, if we do the all the speculation of the the future discourse of the environmental thing on the project, then we can reduce it to the minimal impact.
Yeah, but it is totally correct. Like checking the feasibility of any project before taking it up is the one of the solution. We can understand the ecological impact of that particular project. So yes, feasibility study or the what you said, the environmental impact assessment. Yeah, it may be a very good solution for anyone before doing anything. It may be a so we can
And
bring down the cost of the project on our environment. So we can also better utilize the resources that are there. Um, uh, is what I feel. Yes,
uh,
yes, yes. You
another
can all come up. Yes,
we do the growth and development and infrastructural development thing, something for the grid, but
yep,
we do the development as per the need, not for the grid.
yes,
So this is one of the cause reason that some sort of sedentary life side we nowadays demand, nowadays we are demanding. It is one of the cause reason, like greedy aspect of the human nature, or we can say the sedentary lifestyle.
yes. That is so true. That yes, greediness. Yes, our aspirations and yeah, needs, wants are all increasing because we have many things at our hand. Like disposable income is increasing. Yes,
And
one is
for this solution there is sustainable development, that we have to develop, or we have to put the growth by considering the future aspiration of the our future generation. So we cannot neglect the our the future our future population. So if we do the development considering the newer generation, then we can at a certain level put, or the we can control the environmental cost of any developmental project.
fine, fine, fine. That is totally correct. So yes, we got to um, uh, what I understood from your point is that we have to make a choice of mindfully consuming the products by not ourselves pushing ourselves to consume more and more products. But yes, mindful consumption or what we call as a minimalistic attitude can really solve this problem of like bringing the problem of economy and sorry ecological destruction. Like yeah, bring down the it can ensure us to preserve our environment and also move economically, like move the growth. Yes, that is really good. Yes, we are getting good points here. But yes, if anyone wants to make here, there are very good number of participants today. You can raise your hands first, and you can start articulating your thoughts. Yes, 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 Gagan Sharma, you can go ahead. Next, we'll come to Venkat.
As Abhay said, that we have to reduce our consumption and will live a sedentary lifestyle. But I feel that reducing our consumption will also impact economic development in some way or the other. Because if we reduce our consumption, then production will be reduced with same amount. So it will impact our economic development. So we have to focus on that as well. So I think the more better solution is, as Abhay gave, is an environmental impact assessment of everything, every infrastructure projects we we build in India. So that is, I think, more feasible solution. Reducing our consumption will also reduce the production, and that will impact economic development. That's the point I want to add.
Fine then, thank you. Yes, mindful consumption can be a good solution too. Yes, reducing the consumption can literally stop the production. If there is no production, yes, the economy won't grow. Uh, if we don't see any growth in economy, then we stop reducing, or we literally stop reducing our impact on the environment. But yes, as the human population is growing too, so we cannot stop in reducing the production. But what we as an individual can do is, as we can walk the path of sustainable development, as you all said. That is literally a good solution. Yes. Yes, Venkat, you can go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, happy new year to everyone. So,
Thank you.
I want to make, sorry, my kid is pulling my headset. Hard to manage. Yeah. So majorly I found is like two of the major environmental damages, like two of the causes of uh, environmental damages, that are plastic and then hard chemicals that are being produced from pharma industries. So nowadays we have reached to the point that we cannot get away from the plastic, because uh, the if you see the pharmacy, right, like injections and all these bottles and all. So we have reached to the point that we cannot replace that with anything else, because that has already reached to that root level, and then plastic using the plastic is the better solution over there. So, but the problem comes here is the recycling part. So uh, many of the companies, right, they are buying back some of their products. So once you have consumed, and then they'll buy back and they'll give you some incentives, uh, whatever that is plastic covers or something that is left over from them. If you return back, they'll give some incentives. So like that, I think even the government, right, they are much focusing on establishing more industries rather focusing on recycling of their waste. So when we don't focus on their recycling part, then what happens is they just establish more industries, and then they're dumping the waste as they like, because they don't get any incentives on it is the major thing is, like, for industries it is a cost, right? It includes a cost, so they won't work on the recycling part. So that is where I think government has to step in uh, to fund more on the recycling part, and then to give some incentives whoever works on those recycling and then reusing those. And then nowadays even I see that some of the startups, they are using even the paddy waste, and then even plastic waste. But they're making several beautiful products, and then I think encouraging these kind of products, it can like all these plastic can be reduced. And another point I want to make is like decentralization of waste management. So if you see in the olden days, right, even we have so many people, and then it was manageable, because waste will be like in every house. uh, Everything is consumed there itself. There is no food waste, because the cows are there in every home, and then they feed the cows. So it's everything is recycled. And then nowadays we are just dumping the food into, it's a wet waste, and we're just dumping it. So I think at least on the village level, right, these things can be managed. And if you take on the city level, right, at least I think government has to focus on how the waste management can be decentralized at multiple places. So what happens is, even if we dump these hard chemicals at a single place, what happens is it causes so much harm to the nature. but the same thing, if you dump in multiple places, right? Same amount, let's say if there is a 1 liter of waste, if you dump it at multiple places, the impact would be very less. So decentralization of these, waste management and then decomposing, this can reduce so much, environmental impact.
Fine, fine, Venkat. We'll come to you again.
Yeah.
Just like three more friends are also waiting to make their present to make their points. Yes, Josel, you can go ahead. You can express your thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So my point, my perspective on this free on this friendship, on this possible friendship between economy and ecology, is that it's not easy at all. Once there is many factors, most of the times it's political. I can talk more about what happened, for example, in India. But in Brazil, we have a huge problem, which is the cattle, right? Brazil is the biggest exporter of cattle meat. Yeah. And in order to do that, we are destroying everything we have. Yeah, destroying the Amazon forest, destroying many other biomes, even our own savanna, the only exclusive biome that only exists in Brazil, is only being destroyed to put cattle and soy. That is more, it's about 70 to 80% only to be given to cattle. Yeah, and most of the cattle is to another countries. But you see, even though our current president said that he would diminish the Amazon destruction, and he did. Yeah, he did nothing, but instead the opposite, to make this big factor, that is the cattle production, to increase. Yeah. So so many, even though many persons go to the street and they fight for something, for something to be made, is still this political, this corruption still being true, being a reality, and what I'm trying to say here is that the political situation is also something that stop us from doing something bigger. Yeah, but all what they said is also true. Yeah, those strategies to lower the impact. But I also would like to put here that even the kind of solutions that we had many years ago, when we were much less than 8 billion persons in this world, is no longer the same. Yeah, that we need to have now. Yeah, we can't discard anymore. We can't live in a world without transgenic plants anymore. We can live without these new technologies to raise plants anymore, even though the quality of the production can be lower, but maybe we can even cause diseases at the long run. We don't know. We still need it once we don't have any other solution to feed 8 billion persons. Yeah, and we have this problem that about 30% of the production of, of of crops in the world go to animals too. Yeah, and we have many other problems. I am doing bachelor's in biology, but I'm very active on study groups of ecology, and mostly on this political and economical part of the problem. Yeah.
Fine.
So I yeah.
Okay, Joseph, we'll come back to you. Like, we understood that, yes, in Brazil, you brought a very good perspective, being a Brazilian, that in your country, you are just exporting the cattle meat, and you are just relying on one particular aspect of an economy to boost your economy. And by as you are exporting it, so you are destructing the savannas, or you are destructing the ecology there to increase the production there. Yes, we'll come to you. Yes, Nandita, Kamal, you can go ahead. Uh, you can make your thoughts.
I think a big part of what drives economic growth is people having mobility, like being able to go from one place to another, it is for whether it's to travel or whether it's for work or whatever. But I think the biggest problem, as far as I understand in India, is that the public infrastructure is not great, and especially with last mile connectivity. And I don't think that really has been factored so far into how cities have been developed. And I think that will be critical going forward, because now majority of uh, the migration is happening towards these bigger cities. I think there will be a lot of need for governments to prioritize better public infrastructure with last mile connectivity going forward.
Fine, fine. The thing here, what we are discussing here is like, how can we reduce the burden on ecology due to the economical growth?
I think
But what
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that is what we are discussing. That is what, like, we are evolving the solutions to minimize the negative effect of ecology due to economic growth. But yes, infrastructure is a need that we had. Yes, a boost in infrastructure is what we have to see in India. Yes, last mile connectivity, what you told, there is a very
So that
little.
directly translates to less fossil fuels burnt and less um, trees felled for roadways, and more I don't know, lakes and other natural systems being preserved. That's how I see it.
Fine, got it. Entirely got it. So yes, yes, may I know your name? Hello, Ruchir. Yeah, you can go ahead with your presentation.
Can I
Yeah, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. Sorry. We'll come back to you. Yes, hello. Here you can.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, one thing which I want to point out is that there is some responsibility. Of course, this is everyone's responsibility, but we need to. One solution can be that we need to totally overhaul how corporates and government function over for new things. Of course, like all these points say that most of the points and most of our mindset is that governments should put stricter regulations on companies on how are they producing waste stuff, or how are they recycling it. It's companies' responsibility also. And what we have seen is that in past few years, uh, the companies have started taking up more proactive approach. So we are seeing a shift. Like previously, all of this environment thing used to be a sideline that companies used to, once in a while they'll take their employees for tree plantation or some kind of cleaning drive and give them cool t-shirts, and that used to wait. But now companies are themselves becoming responsible, and they are in fact taking care of things end to end. Of course, it's not solved, it's not perfect, and of course, government has to keep an eye, but it should be done in a way that it does not hamper the corporations from innovation. And on the other hand, the companies, while producing more innovative product, they should be mindful of that they are not destroying the environment. And when I say that companies, corporates innovating and producing new stuff, what I also mean is it's not just about the product. It is what are they producing, how is it going to impact, it is how they are producing, the processes they undertake, and then how are they advertising, how are they marketing, what message are they sending. Is the message about this new cool thing which will make me look good, or is the message about this new thing which will make me more comfortable in the surroundings, stuff like that, like what message they are sending. So it has to be an overhaul, and everyone has to play a part. I think to
Fine,
complete the point,
yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, whoever is noting, what I mean here is that corporate innovation has already started becoming more responsible end to end. Basically, this CSR is no longer a sideline. It's not just a sideline project that once in a month employees are going and planting trees, and getting cool t-shirts, getting cool gadgets. It has to be more end to end, from the product to the processes to the marketing.
Fine. That is really good. Like what we see normally is that corporates just take up the CSR project. They just fund their income, saying that we are doing that, we are doing this, we are doing that. After
Exactly.
everything from their income. But what you said is really a very good point to make. Why? Because the corporates are involving, or the production involves from the beginning. Like it may be from the production. Yeah, it's a very big cycle.
Yeah,
What
production, marketing,
you are
and
saying that
processing.
production should involve the economical, sorry, ecological advantages of that particular district, or sorry, that particular area. So that production
Whoever,
itself should
that
not.
particular area, the
Yeah,
market audience, like for example,
got it.
the customers may not always be in the area of the factory. They may be all over the world, all over the country.
Very good point. Very good point. Very good point.
Yeah. My name is Karan, but I
Karan,
just for privacy I have written
fine, fine,
here.
fine, fine. So this is very good point. Like normally the corporates take up the responsibility after they do all the after they negatively impact the environment. They find some other thing. What they normally do is like they exploit the resources in one particular area to the fullest, and they fund one particular project or something
Yeah,
that had to be done for the
something
formality, something that had to be done for the
yeah.
formality's sake. Yes, that is really great point. Yes, yes, Ruchir, you can go ahead.
Okay, hi. I would like to extend on Sandeep's point that initially he mentioned we do not account for ecology, the cost. We only account for economy, but we do not account for ecology. And I think the uh, incorrect accounting is a major part of the problem. So to give an example, when I order food from Swiggy or Zomato, it comes in a plastic container. So why does it come in the plastic container? Because it's cheap. Plastic is cheap. And it's cheap because we are only looking at the cost of production. But if we look at the total actual cost of plastic for its entire life, it's very expensive because it's going to stay for hundreds of years in landfills, or it will go in water as microplastic, or it will be burned and it will go pollute the air. So the actual cost of plastic is very high, but we are not accounting for it. So it's produced at a very cheap rate, and I pay only for that for its production cost, right? But after I throw it, I don't care. I don't have to pay for it. Everyone shares the burden of that plastic for hundreds of years. But ideally, if we could properly account for that cost, like if ideally I should be made for storing that plastic for hundreds of years. I should pay rent for storing that plastic for hundreds of years, and that should happen like the government can take tax when a high amount of tax whenever the plastic is produced. So the cost of plastic increases, and then that tax is used to store the plastic for hundreds of years. So automatically, if this is done, then the use of plastic will reduce. Similarly, there are more uh, areas where we do not account for the cost. For example, if I buy a cotton T-shirt, it requires thousands of liters of water to produce that cotton. But what is given at a subsidized rate to the farmers. That's why the T-shirt doesn't have that cost of water. So when I buy the T-shirt, I am not paying for the water that went into the production, but I have paid for it in other form, in form of tax, because the subsidy is given from tax. So I'm paying for the water, but when I actually consume the product, I don't realize it that I have paid for that water. Similarly, there are some food items which require much more water, like millets require less water, but rice require much more water compared to millets, and meat requires multiple times more water than rice. But we do not pay for it when we buy these products. And that's why we mindlessly keep on consuming all these things. So I think if we somehow fix this accounting, and if we are made to pay for what we are consuming, then automatically things will start falling into the place. Yeah, that's
That is really good. Like we don't know like how many liter of water was used to grow one particular, sorry, 1 square feet of rice while consuming the rice. But
Yeah.
yes, that has become a very big problem. Yeah, that has made that is a very big problem in Haryana as such, because though we had attained self-sufficiency in growing wheat and rice, but what actually has happened there is something different. Though we have attained that self-sufficiency, but nowadays the region, the Punjab region, Punjab and Haryana region, the environment of that region has negatively affected because of that. We have just overutilized the thing. So yes, very good point. Nice. Yes, Raghav, we can go ahead. We'll come to you, Dev, later.
Hey, hi everyone.
Yeah, hello.
So everyone made a really good points.
Hello, Devraj. Hello. Can you just mute your mic? Like Raghav is making his point here. Yes, thank you. Yes, Raghav, go ahead.
So yeah, everyone made a really good points. I pretty much feel like I'm just extending those points and at this point. Um, when it comes to like if you're talking about India, I don't know about other countries, but like when we talk about India, what I see is major issue when it comes to the population. Like with respect to population and the people who are educated regarding environmental issues and all, it's a bit low actually. When it comes to environmental issues, unless it becomes a crisis, any kind of issues, we won't take it as we take these things as granted unless it becomes crisis. Even recently what I observed is like even with between government bodies, we told that like waste management should be really good and all. Let alone waste management, just like management of resources is not like it's really bad. In Bangalore, what we observe is like when someone puts a road and then within a week or like within a month, some other government body comes in and just like digs it up, and then again the resources are waste. Instead of this, we could have incorporated it something that we could go with environment. Um, I saw a government college where they destroyed the whole. There was like really good trees. I studied in that college, and suddenly they destroyed all the trees over there. Like they were really old trees. And what I thought is like they could have incorporated that nature into their buildings. Like whatever they had built, they could have planned it with that particular environment. But we don't do that. We just try to find out the easiest way in between. That is one point I wanted to make. Simply said, there's no proper communication between different government bodies within sectors. And when it comes to, I would like to talk about this plastic because it's kind of really, really big problem when it comes to environment. It not just environment, even humans. It's intoxicating almost everything. Like every bottle we purchase, even those are kept in sunlight and they release harmful chemicals into the water and that we drink. And now like they found some nano plastics in our bodies recently. All these problems are gradually increasing. I don't think management of plastic is a really what is it like um, realistic thought when it comes to that, because okay, as said, corporate might be working on that, but what is the population of like around 10 to 15%? That's it. That's what how much corporates are. But apart from that, like other people who are around 85%, they don't care what kind of impact they are doing to the environment. They just like use any waste and just throw it out. And the management somewhere at the top layer, we see that okay, they are really good, doing good job. But like when you go to tier 2, tier 3 cities, it's not so good over there. Like there's not such kind of waste management. They just burn it out and start um, consuming more and more and using more and more plastic. Uh, so what I think is we humans, I think we need government needs to force it into people. For example, if we don't want to use plastic, government should make sure that we plant more trees and try to reduce plastic, mainly which are like really toxic. Like there are different level of plastic. I don't know, but I just like know a little bit about that. So we can start ban with banning certain plastic which are really harmful, and then go like we only go to essentials, like use only essential plastic like medical supplies and all. Um, but yeah, food as someone said that we order some food and it comes in a plastic box and all. They could just we could start once government body forces into us. For example, if we go to get milk, if there is strict rule that we shouldn't use it in plastic package, people will go out there and take it in their get their own boxes or whatever and then get it back. That kind of rule like might be harsh, but it's better um, than being sorry in the future, which would make
I
it
think
really bad.
Fine, fine, fine.
I
Got it.
think
Like,
Yeah.
we can also link the idea of environmental protection with culture and tradition, especially in India. That
Yeah, yeah, true.
who is making this point, Raghav? Like who told this making like incorporating like bringing both culture and environment into the fold? Like who made this point?
Gagan, yeah.
Yeah, it is really good. Why? Because I can tell you one small example that I myself experienced here.
Yeah.
If you don't mind. Uh,
Yeah.
2 weeks back, I was just walking on a street. I've yeah, that corner of that street was a dump yard. Like it was completely dumped. The waste used to be dumped over there. But on that day, I saw something different. Like after that, the corporation had put up the board there, warning the people to not throw the garbage over there, and if they throw the garbage, then they would be penalized. So, but that board also didn't deter the people to throw the garbage over there, and people started throwing the garbage, even though the board has been placed over there. But the real change came when the Ganesha idol was placed over there in that place. Like I saw that after 2 days or 3 days, one guy came. I don't know who placed that one. A small Ganesha idol was placed over there on that same spot where the waste used to be dumped, and a small lamp was also lit up. From that day onwards,
Yeah.
no
People
people
stop.
started to come over there.
Yeah.
I thought that yes, that is how the people are being. I understood that people can really discipline themselves. We can really discipline
Yeah, that's
the
why I mean.
people. Yeah, by just bringing this culture or some of the religious aspect, the positive part of the religion, like placing these guidance, etc., etc. That is really good point. That is how we can deter people from doing all this degradation on our
I think
planet.
this can work wonders in India. Yeah.
Yes, really, really.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, Raghav. Yeah, but you can go ahead.
Okay, so as we know that majority of development uh, is done by the corporates and some extent the politicians, because they are the forerunner at of the country's development. But the crony capitalism, something nexus of the corruption between the capitalist and uh, and the politician will affect at some extent environment. So by bribing some money for the accessing certain projects without considering the environment will automatically lead to the it's have impact on the environment. So we have to translate some sort of this the capital nexus of the politicians and the corporations to the compassionate capitalism, in which the corporates and the big owners become compassionate towards environment and towards the society. Likewise, the Reliance is doing for the in the Jamnagar. It is developing world largest zoo, or we can say that captivating facility for the animals, who are under the strain or the the under the medical condition. So this kind of compassionate capitalism also helps. Like even the kind of work Tata is doing, the Azim Premji in terms of environment, even Infosys is also doing very good. So if the corporates also through the CSR is there, put their interest uh, in this environmental field, then we can reduce its impact, and we can uh, promote the the development side by side without affecting the environment. Even
That is
we can develop the pollution industry as well, like uh, if certain people are interested in the garbage sectors, and we can develop garbage as an economy. So side by side we can develop economy in the garbage, and we can control the pollution and the its environmental impact. So this is my first point. And
yes, yeah, that is really good. Like, as corporates are utilizing more resources, let them also pay something back to the society, is what the whole concept of compassionate capitalism is all about, if I'm not wrong. Yes,
yes, yes.
yes, that is really good. Yes, Ruchiro, like, yeah, Yalini, do you have any points to make as we are discussing? So it's a general topic here. If you want to have, if you have anything, you can share. If you want, if you have to share, if you have any thoughts to share, you can share it here. Uh, yes, Vaishnav Lal, yes, you can. Like, I'm not pinpointing anyone here, but as it's a general topic, we can all come up, present your own thoughts. Nothing wrong in it. Arunachalam also you can make. Yes, Keshav, go ahead. Like, we'll come back to you, Venkat and Arunachalam.
Hmm. Okay. So as what you are saying that to incorporate culture for this the pollution, that thing, the waste we are creating, right? Other thing, other like solution could be the I just thought about it. It's not there. I just came up with it. That what about if we come with a lottery kind of system where people who collect or collect the waste or submit the waste to some government authority that is everywhere around your locality, and some random person will be given some kind of incentive, whether uh, some cash prize or something. Uh, how about that?
No, can you come again with the same idea like what you presented now? Can you just
Like
come again?
for example, in my locality, there are many waste, like people throw waste here and there, and if there is like incentive based some reward system is there in our locality,
Fine.
like you have, if you grab your like waste and give it to them,
Got it. Like, you are gifting
and
someone, you are rewarding someone
yes,
if
one out
for his
like
positive
in
behavior.
randomly out of five, one will be getting some reward. So people in the search of reward, they will definitely go there, that they might get one, something like
Yes,
that.
got it. Like, it can only be like, normally what it is a very like, if you want to bring that change in the reality into the reality. The one thing is that
Yes,
what Venkat told, that we have to decentralize everything, like the waste management. Why? Because most of our municipalities and the local bodies who are responsible for collecting these waste or something are themselves constrained by are financially constrained. So, so it would be a very burden on them. If we have to tell them, if you have to tell them, yes, give some rewards to the citizens if you want to bring some change. Yes, it's a very good.
but
It is like a carrot and stick
if we think
policy.
about it, if we think about it, like municipal, those people, what are they are doing is they are collecting the waste and they are getting paid for that, right? But
Right.
if the people around our locality are doing the same work in less amount, as you know that that single person who is sweeping the whole road is getting 10-30,000 a month, but those incentives are only giving distributing 5,000, let's say, to the people, and the workforce is also less as people are contributing, so it
Got it.
might help, I. Yeah.
That is also a very good point. incentivizing the people for the positive behavior.
I think
Fine.
government has already come up with the idea of green credits. Green credits.
Okay, green credits. What does it mean actually?
You know, when you do something for environment protection, you get some credits and you can use it after some time.
Oh, nice, 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 nice. That is really
Same
good.
credit, same as a carbon credit. You can trade off, like if you are
Yeah.
polluting something, so by you can,
We can trade
giving
our carbon emission then.
Yes. Yes.
That is
trade off.
really good.
We can
Arunachalam, yes,
car
you can go
credits.
ahead. Nice.
Yeah. Mm, there are a few things like last point would be like we shouldn't use plastic anymore. There is we will think like it's good in there, but it's not good at all because it will be permanent forever. It is not like a glass; it will stay permanent forever. A plastic is if a glass is there means if we broke the glass means it will be become into smaller glass pieces. It will be going to sand, and we can able to just get a recycle from the sand itself, glass pieces. But on the plastic side, it will be what to say somehow dissipate into the smaller bits on everywhere around the world. We can't able to collect it and put together and what to say make a useful plastic out of it. So we shouldn't. That is like a one way to avoid the plastic as much as possible. And the other thing is like uh, if you want to change the world means someone need to create a technology to change the world instead of like telling like this is the bad thing. It's like as I said, like a previous statement, I said we shouldn't abolish plastic. We should abolish plastic. Like instead of I saying that, what would be the best approach is I should replace the plastic with a newer technology so that people will use that instead of an bad to use plastic, and that is one point. Creating a new technology so that we can able to abolish what are the bad things already present. And another thing is like when in a nature there have been already there have been ecosystem like animals and like those smaller things to bigger things, and there will be cycle of things ecosystem. In agriculture we can able to use that. We should create our own ecosystem in the agriculture. When I go to my friend's place, he has like an farm, and he has cattle. Instead of this cattle like a cow or things like that, uh, it will get what say it will get dandruff or something like that. Bugs will fall on it, and it will have some problem. Uh, His solution generally what people will do is people will go to doctor and get an injection to it, and it will get fixed. But still, his solution is to uh, buy a bird like a cocoa and buy a bird like a cocoa or some other birds. Not sure exactly what is the name. What it will do was it will daily go there and eat the bugs from that cow, and this will also grow and that will also grow, and we don't need to go to what is it doctor and get some medicine to fix it. And this is like an I think there is an ecosystem there. If it's expanded to bigger level means we don't need to go for like an or say other things, and we can have like an ecosystem we made for one scenario. I that's a lots of topic.
Fine. That is really cool. Like what you touched upon is about the recycling of the product or reusing recycling of the goods, as the glass example was something very fabulous. Yes, Venkat, you can go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hi.
yeah, yeah.
So I would like to add a few more points to what people have already discussed, like incentivizing people, right? So I have seen some example where some of the hotels they were putting an offer like one meal per 1 kg plastic.
Oh,
So yeah, so this kind of things, right? Like they can make even common as part of recycling, and then yeah, out of these, I think some other products can be made. I think this can reduce the cost as well. So and I think like some other person have commented on reducing the plastic or banning the plastic and all. So my point is like several people they have tried even the bureaucrats they have tried to ban plastic, but uh, they're unable to make it implemented in the root level because that is the cheapest solution that um, that is why like it was reducing the cost and temporarily. So that's where everyone uses plastics. I think my point is like I think unless we have alternative packaging solutions or alternative solutions available. So if we try to make them strict, right? So what can happen is like it can reduce the sales and then it can have negative impact. So similar to like Sri Lanka, what they did is like instead of doing the assessment, they directly impose like organic farming in the sudden manner. Then what happened? The entire agricultural production came down, and then the entire government economy went bad. So
Venkat, can you hold your mic properly? Like your voice is little breaking, and we are unable to hear your voice this side. Like,
hello,
yeah,
is it
yeah,
fine now?
yeah. Is it? It is fine now.
Yeah, so my previous point are those audible or?
Yeah, it is audible now. It is perfectly audible. Just make your points quickly. Like we have two more people here.
Okay. Yeah. So what I was saying is finally, like I think uh, once the alternative solutions are available, then we can take the strict actions on banning the plastic. Yeah, that was my point.
Fine then. So it comes completely under plastic category. So
Yeah, I agree.
fine then. But yeah, you can go ahead. You're making very good points. Chronic capitalism, compassionate capitalism, C for C.
So thank you.
Yeah, we are unable.
So first,
It is little breaking.
problematic.
You're cracking.
Hello, now it is
Yeah, yeah,
audible.
yeah. It's
Hello.
audible now. Yes, yes, yes.
My another point is agriculture, particularly commercial farming. The crop like the tobacco, the share, then the tea is there, coffee is there, rubber is there. So in which we have to the plantation industry, we can say that, in which we have to deforest the hilly tract, like even northeast area is something is that major concern. In the colonial time, the Britishers also deforested this area because of their plantation of the teas and coffee. So agriculture is something because of this kind of agriculture, economical farming, it is one of the major concern, in which it will lead to the the environmental has a environmental problem, like even the kind of cultivation like zoom and slash and burn cultivation, in which we have to you know uh, uh, we have to put fire to the forest to promote that kind of agriculture. And so this kind of practices agriculture affects the environment.
So what can we do for that then?
Okay, so we have to put a ban practice on this kind of slash and burn burn agriculture, in which in hilly tracts they first burn whole patch of forest, then in that place they do the farming. So we have to ban on that this kind of practices. And another is livestock industry, like the cattle rearing, the mulching industry is also one of the problem. The cow dung is something major source of the methane. So animal rearing industry is also promoting this kind of environmental problem, and particularly affecting the environment. Even the shady, what we called shady, like shady, what we called the shady in English. Hello.
Yeah, yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
The
Can you come again? Like what are you actually saying? Shady or something you told?
okay, shady means like uh, I just गन्ने को इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते हैं? हेलो.
Sugarcane.
Sugarcane.
Sugar cane. I just couldn't able to get. So sugarcane crop is also contributing so much environmental impact,
Yeah, it really
environmental
sucks a
problem.
good amount of water. Right?
Water even in the field, it also one of the cause reason for the methane emission from the crop field. So we have to, you know, do the practices, as agriculture is one of the back cornerstone our economic, but something with like side by side concerning about our environment as well, because we know that we can import it through the several southeast countries, so we can promote other crops in that area, like millet is there.
Got it.
And millet is considered rain fed crops. In for growing millet, you need a minimal amount of water. So by prohibiting several agricultural practices and promoting alternative agriculture cropping to the farmers, we can uh, you know uh, do the development side by side without impacting the environment.
Got it. Like there are a good number of avenues these days for the farmers. They need not longer be hanging on the old practices like what you told, like jump cultivation. It is totally
Yeah.
and totally unsustainable. But encouraging them to diversify their crops or to take up the millet as such, as millet can be grown anywhere, and it has some good properties also. So that is really good point. Yes, Ruchir, yeah,
and,
go ahead.
and another last point is
Just
like
give me a minute. Give me a minute. We'll come back to you. There are a few more people. They're waiting for since long time. Like we'll come back to you.
Okay.
Yes, Rocha.
So one more point is that government should also incentivize energy efficient appliances like BLDC fan, LED lights, or power efficient fridge and air conditioners. So government should maybe cut taxes on those or give some incentivize. And nowadays we also see most of these corporate buildings are made of glass facade, which uh, traps more heat and require more energy to cool down to cool it. So yeah, there should be some restrictions on those, or maybe the companies which open these offices, they should rethink and should have different kind of buildings.
That is
Uh,
really good. Go green.
yeah, yeah, green building basically. Yeah.
Yeah, Keshav. Yeah, Keshav. We'll come back to you, Abhay. I know that you have good number of points to
Yes,
share.
I will like continue what Karan said. If you remember,
Yeah, I remember.
he was telling about this that the for economic development, some industries what they consume all the resources of a particular place and then compensate
Yeah,
less on it.
yeah. That was
Right.
really a
So I
good
have
point
a
that he
very
made.
so actually in India we already know that Union Carbide Limited has done that.
Yeah,
But
Bhopal
I
Gas
have another
Tragedies.
example. This famous example in Japan city. This is a Minamata disease, if you remember, if you know about it. So actually, what happened was it was a time about 1956, and a company called Chiso Co Limited. I was checking the facts. So in what happened, what happened that time was the industrial waste was they just put the industrial waste in the river, and that contained acetylene, some and mercury catalyzer. Okay, so those fish shells then got contaminated, and at the Minamata Bay, the fish shells used to get people used to buy those stuff, right? And after consuming that, the local population got severely affected by it. It affects the central nervous system of people. So what happened was it uh, it uh, it goes on for years, and even in 2001, like 2000 265 victims were there. I'm telling with the facts, and still the Chisoko Limited didn't done anything. The case was going on still on them, and after 3 years, in 2004, they compensated with $86 million. But for whom they have compensated, now the people have vanished, right? So how will this amount be good for them, or like it's too late for them? to
So
recover or those
it is
were.
completely a regulatory problem. Like, yes, the government also
Yes,
did not, enforce their
so
norms or the
the
rules strictly.
yes, for the solution part, I wanted to add that if the inspection, like in Union Carbide, also the inspection team got loosened up, or some bribery happened, whatever there was. Same if we implement in like any industry, like some exercise inspectors are there, some quality checks they used to do, right? What if we like do a in a competitive way? Like there are teams of government who are going to check a particular uh, let's say a industry what we say that their machineries are there, right? Then they will check the machineries of a particular place, and they will rate it or give points to it. And
Got it. It
whosoever
is like an emission
finds
test.
the
It is like an
ye-
emission test that we do to our vehicles.
yes, yes. And also we can relate it with the cyber security kind. As the cyber security team looks through your website or whatever you have done, and then try to find the loopholes. The more loophole you found, the more incentive, or you will be
Got it.
like
So it is like
considered in a hall
it
of
is like
fame. Yes, yes,
encouraging the people within the system. It is like an encouraging the people within the system to work more efficiently in terms of enforcing those laws and regulations meant to deter people, meant to deter such industries, or make the people, make the corporation or any industries to comply with the norms and the rules. That is really good. Like bringing the
yes, or
competition
even
between
like
the things.
educating them, or and if some of the the workers which are on the on the ground zero, they are communicating with the machines directly, right? They, if they are getting right education, they know what's going wrong in there.
Got it.
Like in
Got
this
it.
Minamata example, they just putting things in the directly into the river,
Oh,
and
oh.
then local population got affected. So if the those workers are having the good knowledge, or maybe getting incentives out of it, they would definitely carry forward to the higher authority.
Hmm. That is really good. Like I don't know whether it was presented by Keshav right now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, Keshav, like I don't know whether you are aware of this thing, like the Coca-Cola factory that was working in that was set up in Kerala's Plachimada of Palakkad district had done the same thing. They were extracting the groundwater resources, the groundwater to make their own Coca-Cola drink. But one fine day, what happened? There was a complete drought in the district, like drought in the place, and the people living around that place were unable to get the water, and finally one particular lady of that district of that place started to raise voice against them, against their unscientific or unsustainable extraction of the resources, and she started to literally protest against the activities of the Coca-Cola plant, and at last the Coca-Cola plant had to be shut down. So that was the same thing. Like, yes, people should come up, strict enforcement,
Yes.
and
See, even one person is enough to, like, if one person is courageous, other will join.
yeah, yeah, that's so true. So yes, it was a very fruitful discussion today. Like, if anyone has anything to say, you can clearly go ahead. We'll wrap it up in 5 more minutes. Like, it is already 8 o'clock. Probably you'd be also having some work, so we'll do it. Yes, one last chance for everyone. I think everyone had made a very wonderful point on how can we reduce the negative impact on our environment and ecology, by also due to our economic growth and development, but by not compromising our economic growth. Why? Because human aspirations, wants, and needs are increasing day by day, and yes, new technologies are also coming up, and more than that, the population is going up. So we should also focus on not only utilizing the resources for uh, by us in this generation, but also focus on preserving those and carrying forward those resources and giving it to the those resources to the generations to come ahead. So yes, yes, yeah. One final thing, we'll take it up and we'll wrap it.
Yeah. Just want to call out that any kind
Can
of
we know
effort.
your name, please? Like,
Arun.
Yeah,
So
fine.
any kind of thing, we should be mindful that our efforts like these, they don't become corporate bashing. Because see, we are all having this conference on Zoom because of some corporation doing something amazing, and then everyone using that technology, right? And it's not just Zoom; it's the whole ecosystem of networks, of network antennas, then the devices which we have in hands, the operating system on there. So we should be mindful that when we are trying to uh, push uh, push a point that we should that the corporates and the citizens and the government should care for environment, it should be a balanced approach. We should not sound like, or we should not go in a direction that we are stopping corporates from doing anything, because then that will be like undoing all the economic liberalization which has been there for a few decades.
Can you crisply make your point? Like,
Yeah. Whenever we whenever we discuss in such a forum, or whenever we try to present on this topic, we should make sure that the final tone or the final verdict or final conclusion we give, it should not be like the corporates should do that, corporates should do that, corporates are responsible, corporates are bad. It should be a balanced approach.
fine.
And
Like everyone, all the stakeholders who are involved in this fight should come and they collectively
yeah,
should come and contribute
collectively, yeah,
themselves. Fine.
because
That is
corporates have given a lot of good to the society as
that is
well.
really good. That is really good. That is really a good point. Fine.
Yeah,
So
that's
it is
right.
like a collective effort than blaming one
Yeah,
person
yeah,
for doing it and making him part of that,
yeah,
telling him to contribute more for such things. That is
yeah.
really a
See,
great.
corporates are able to sell and do the things and get away because there are customers who are buying the product.
Yes, yes. Yes. So finally, we have come to the session, the fag end of our session, today's session, like ecology and environment, and how can we reduce the negative fallout on ecology due to economical growth. Probably, I hope it's very again a happy new year to all. Probably, I hope that you have enjoyed this session well. Um, and if you have anything like in terms of feedback to share, you can please do share here because we are also in the process of improving ourselves here. So yes, you can. If you have anything to share in terms of feedback, you can make it here, or else we'll catch up the coming week with one more topic.
Yes, I want to know two things. First is where these recordings are uploaded. I'm
Yeah,
not
these
sure.
recordings are uploaded on YouTube.
And is there any way to like share the YouTube
We'll
and
share
this
you the
doc
link
as
in
well?
the yeah, we'll share you the link in the group. Like I'll drop the link and it is all accessible in the YouTube. Like if you go and I also don't know properly what exactly is the name all about, but it is being uploaded in the YouTube on YouTube.
So, hello.
Yeah,
Another
yeah.
question. What is the difference between allied group and this kind of our brainstorming?
I think in allied group, we will have a much more deeper conversation of people who are so expert and who are so read and who have that uh, the confidence to do to share their points much clearer. So that is the only thing.
Okay, okay.
It is
So,
so
and how?
structured over there.
Okay, so like the
Like if you
same.
have anything, like if you want to know more about allied group, just text Raghav. Like he'd be the better person to tell you what exactly happens there in more
So you
crystal.
are not allied group, okay?
Fine then. Like if you have anything to share about this session, if you have any good feedback, any improvement to be made about this
No, no.
session, how it was taken up, and if you have anything, like you can easily share up.
Wonderful, and we cover the topic very holistic manner from
Yeah.
the level to the community level. So we cover majorly all the points, and all the person have discussed the topic with a comprehensive manner, and at some extent some people tell their point even in the gist, like with fewer words they express more. So we have
Yes.
two people, the
Yes.
expressive one, and even some people who
Yes.
just tell the thing even in the subtle manner.
It is all
So
their nature. Fine.
So yes,
Fine then. Fine. Shall we end this session?
yes.
We'll catch up next week. Thank you.
Okay.
Again, Happy New
Good night.
Year.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, Arunachalam, Keshav, Richard. Bye.
If you can note down that point about, that this effort not becoming corporate bashing.
Oh, fine. Just.
Rather than corporate bashing, it should be community community
Yes.
effort.
Yeah.
So, bro, you are also member of the elite group or not?
Yeah. No. I'm not the member of Elite Group. Just
Okay.
give me a minute. We'll come back to you.
No, I am also not. Depending on whom you are asking.
Just.
Is there a group on Telegram as well?
No.
Even I can see in between the GS4 questions.
Just give me a minute.
Okay. Sorry.
And what are you preparing for? Like, what were those questions for?
Just give me a
GS4.
minute. Let me text it. Type it up.
Okay.
Okay.